Howdy! Happy 2022, guys! Welcome to another episode of the Mario Marathon. I realize I haven't explained the premise of this series for a long time, and the first episode isn't exactly watchable, so I think I'll do that now. The idea here is a straight marathon of every Mario game ever. Now, a lot of people have done that on YouTube, but it's usually like the main series, or maybe someone's been like did the main series in like Mario Kart and Mario Party and stuff. But I plan to talk about literally everything. Not just every single game, but every like app, every tie-in. I can't really talk about every piece of merchandise, but you know, I want to give a feel of the Mario series' full history. This is a franchise that's existed for a long time, and you know, for as long as it's been going on, with consistent releases every single year of millions of side series. Not literally millions, but you get my fucking point, Jesus. There's gotta be some nooks and crannies that not everyone's heard of. Every now and then I still learn new stuff, and I'm the Mario guy. I'm the Mario guy, man. So, I don't know. I just wanna, you know, maybe present a history lesson. My videos aren't exactly reviews, even though I call them that. They're more like retrospectives. So, join me today in a retrospective on Mario's Time Machine and Mario is Missing. Not in that order, the exact opposite order, in fact, actually. In my Mario Paint video, I told the story of how Nintendo received complaints from parents about the lack of educational value in their games. Basically, Nintendo didn't release educational content themselves because they never sold well, opting to leave it to the third-party developers. Unfortunately, this wasn't seen as enough, and they started receiving letters demanding less mindless games. This led to a small initiative to make educational games starring Mario. Nintendo outsourced these games to other developers. They wouldn't want to put their hands on such disgusting peasant food, of course. First of all, these edutainment games we'll cover here on the show are two made by Radical Entertainment and the software Toolworks, Mario is Missing and Mario's Time Machine. These games were both developed by Radical Entertainment, which is kinda interesting to me. They went on to do some bomb-ass games like Simpsons Hit and Run, Hulk Ultimate Destruction, a handful of Crash Bandicoot games, and the Prototype series. That's absolutely crazy to me. Both games were also published by the software Toolworks, which... who? They did Mavis Bacon Teaches Typing. That's their claim to fame. These titles are such bunk, dude. Mario is Missing! Mario's Time Machine! They sound so exciting, don't they? Like, you know some kids ask for them on the titles alone, only to be disappointed that they have to do geography homework now. Then there's that one weird kid who knew they were educational and that's why he wanted them. We don't really talk about him. The games were initially for DOS, but later received a Super Nintendo port and then an NES port too, strangely enough. Every reviewer talks about the SNES version for some reason, but I'm gonna, of course, go for the DOS versions because they're the best. Alright, whatever, let's start with Mario's Missing, I guess. You begged for this. Mario is Missing released on DOS sometime in 1992, who knows? Mario is Missing. Yes, the first game to ever star Luigi, unless you count, like, Luigi's hammer toss. Look at all these weird-ass character sprites. For those of you that are ancient, you might remember these sprites were so funky looking they inspired the Ouija meme back in the day. Alright, so Bowser is planning to melt the Arctic with a bunch of hair dryers? That's goofy as shit even for him, but okay. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi go to Antarctica to stop him or whatever. Yeah, so I guess as NES Open Tournament Golf established, real-ass countries do indeed exist in Mario's world. For whatever reason, Mario goes into Bowser's castle alone to stop him, even though Luigi has joined Mario on countless adventures at this point. Yoshi I can understand because in Mario World he's like scared of castles or whatever, but he leaves his brother in the cold solely for the plot to progress. After exactly 14 seconds, I counted, Luigi decides that Mario is taking too long and goes on his own. Inside, Larry is there to tell Luigi that Mario is through one of these doors here. And so it's up to you to pick a door. I picked the far left one, which leads to Rome. Yes, the door leads to Rome. Each door leads to a different famous city around the world because my poor viewer. This game is designed to teach players geography. Hey Mario, I'm in fucking Kenya! Basically, Bowser and his goons are paying for the hairdryers by stealing famous artifacts and selling them. So it's up to you to get them back. How do you do that? Well, you drop into a variety of famous cities. You get the choice of 5 at a time, but More on that in a bit. Anyway, you drop in and you have to wander about finding weirdos to talk to. It's always the same NPCs. They don't really look like they belong anywhere but maybe New York. Are they all tourists too? There's a policewoman, Dr. Wiley, this dude who has zero troubles in life, a little kid just hopping and skipping like kids tend to do, this weird looking lady. It's just these same 5 NPCs everywhere and they're all scary looking. Anyway, you can ask them where you are and where's the nearest Koopa. You're supposed to use their clues to figure out where you are. I don't know why they can't just give me a straight fucking answer. If I ask a little kid where I am and he answers in riddles, I'm gonna assume he's aware of some dark secrets of the world that I just want nothing to do with. Just walking up to someone and asking them where the nearest Koopa is in Mario's universe is definitely the equivalent of walking up to someone and asking them, "Quick! Where's the nearest station?" Anyway, you search for Koopas, and when you find them, they'll be doing a funny thing. Like, ooh, he's on a balloon. Ooh, he's skateboarding. Hahaha, funny man. You click on the Koopa to make them drop a bag, and you click the bag to pick it up. This is one of many stolen items. What you have to do now is find one of these information desks scattered across the city. Study by reading the little pamphlet, and then return the item by calling the number provided at the service desk with your phone. Yes. You have a phone. I'll get into that in a second. You call the number, and in order to return the item, you have to take a 2-question quiz on the pamphlet you just read. You do this 4 times on most levels, sometimes 3, and unfortunately, sometimes even 5 fucking times. It takes so long. This is one of the most agonizingly tedious games I've ever played. Right, so here's the thing. The phone was a mistake. It shouldn't have been in the game at all. Whenever you enter a city, it starts ringing obnoxiously, and it doesn't stop until you answer it. Why does Luigi have a phone anyway? It's not even a bulky 90s cell phone. It's a big red rotary phone. What, does it have a really, really long cord plugged all the way back in Bowser's Castle? So the first call is always from the mayor of the city. Always some dumb punny name. They always welcome you to the city. This call happens every single time you reload a save too. Whatever, I guess, but then there's also always a second phone call too. Always placed a few seconds after you hang up the first one. This one is always Mario, updating you on what's up with him or whatever. Did you know that Mario's afraid of the dark according to this game? But I thought Mario doesn't afraid of anything. Then on your way out, when you finish all the info desks and are ready to head out to the castle, you get another call from the mayor thanking you. All these phone calls aren't a big deal on paper, but there's so many fucking cities in this game, it all adds up quick. It's so dang annoying. When you're wandering around the city, you can find some items on the ground and pick them up by clicking on them. First, there's these walkie-talkies with different icons on them. When you're looking at the map and you click on the icon in your HUD, it'll tell you where something is, either a person, Koopa, or the exits. The other item you can find around the city are taxis. You can use one of these to fast travel on any space on the map. There's even a little cutscene of a guy driving you. He looks kind of like Steven Spielberg. Dude, returning the items actually fucking infuriates me. The whole fucking process. It's just ridiculous. So you have to start off reading the pamphlet, and from there guess what the info desk is missing. Which is most of the time pretty simple, but could be pretty obtuse. Let's say, however, you guess wrong. The person on the other line will say, "What? The iconic London bean? I'm not missing the iconic London bean. Sorry." And that's it. There's no more dialogue options, so just hang up and call again, right? But when you call again, you get a message saying the line is busy every single time. It's ridiculously unlikely that there just so happens to be another caller right after me every single phone call I make in every major city across the world. So I can only assume that the line is busy with me from the past. Anyway, you remedy this by walking off screen and back on screen. A typical old school video game thing, no big deal. Anyway, you get the item, and now you have to take the test. Oh darn, you got the answer wrong. Now they yell at you for trying to give them the fake item, and oh, no more dialogue options yet again. I think you see where this is going. Every time you screw something up with the curators, you have to run back and forth. Here's the real shit kicker here though. Some info desks can't be walked to. They're isolated spaces, like an island or something. That means you have to taxi there. I haven't had the balls to test this, but wouldn't it be possible to get trapped there with no taxi tokens? Documentation on this game is kind of sparse, so I wanted to go back and test this, but I'm unable to without restarting, and I'm not doing that. But according to a forum post Eddie found, yes, you do get locked. Fucking nuts. So once you return all the items and answer the phone call from the mayor thanking you, you gotta get back to the castle, right? You do that by finding a warp pipe with a pokey guarding it, but you can't get past them alone. You need Yoshi. Yoshi is still outside the castle, but he can't go through a portal like you. No, he has to walk all over the earth just to get to you. He must be really scared of castles. You use this map here, the Globulator, to call Yoshi where you are. You're supposed to use the clues that the NPCs give you to figure out where you are and summon Yoshi. You can also ask them about the items you have too. I love that this could potentially result in Luigi holding a skull and coming up to a child asking them, "What is this?" I'm also very amused by all the distinctly real-world things that just flat out exist in Mario's world. Like, it's very comical to me that Judaism is mentioned heavily, meaning real-world religions exist in the same world where the sun is always pissed off and can attack people. You guys ever see the Super Mario quiz cards, by the way? They were just standard quiz cards asking you questions on all sorts of, like, mostly history and science-related stuff. Like, why are tigers striped? And why is it important to know your blood type? Or which US presidents were carved in a Mount Rushmore? Then there's a lot of funny ones that are only funny because, well, a lot of these are stuff that Nintendo would never let Mario associate with these days. Not necessarily bad stuff, but you know, Mario is a brand and they want to keep him sterile. There's ones like, what agency is in charge of hunting regulations in the US? Who was Rosa Parks? And who was the Lawrence of Arabia? And of course, what is a sweatshop? But above all else, the thing that makes these hilarious to me is the fact that each card has unique artwork. There's some weird quirks of the art. A lot use pre-existing 2D artwork. Bowser has this weird-ass design, and in one card, Mario is just a recolored Luigi. But these mostly take the official Kotabe-style artwork perfectly. But no, I bring these up because of how fucking funny the fact that we have official artwork of Mario, say, for example, happily in prison while Luigi orchestrates the French Revolution in full stereotypical French attire. Or perhaps you're partial to Bowser serving the role as an owner to a segregated bus line and yelling at the protesters. There's Mario chasing a Goomba with alcohol to enforce the prohibition. Or, of course, there's the famous image of Luigi reading a book labeled Hitler and World War II in total shock. But then there's my favorite genre of card art, Mario acknowledging religion. There's Mario reading the Bible, Mario wearing a traditional yarmulke and admiring a menorah, and praying to the Quran. Is Mario a polytheist? Does this confirm that religion does indeed exist in the Mario universe? Anyway, these games both take so much from Super Mario World. The globulator, God damn, I can't fucking say that word! The globulator looks like the Mario World map, but beyond that, it's mainly seen in the music. Yes! All the music in this game is from Super Mario World, kinda. The city themes themselves do what the original game did with the music by only using one melody and putting it in different genres depending on the level type. The genre changes to the main melody done in Mario is Missing are all pretty good. They're all unique and fit the vibes for most of the cities, though I do have a bit of a problem with them. Okay, so obviously they couldn't do a song for every single level in the game, but they did do a ton. The thing is, obviously they had to reuse some songs in different cities. What baffles me kinda is some of the choices of what song goes where. Alright, so some cities have songs all to their own that I kinda understand, like you go to Madrid and it's like got a song that feels loose and chill, but then has like the typical Matador fight music as a bridge. It's cute. Then in Moscow, there's this awesome old school Russian style song that you want to Kazatsky kick your ass off to. They're fun ass songs. Then you got some repurposed songs that are just kinda weird. Like Toronto has this super upbeat happy song, sounds like a big city. Then they also use it in Jerusalem, the city famous for its old school architecture. Then the fucking Beijing theme, oh my god. Dude, the Beijing theme is like this old school 19th century style kind of Chinese temple sounding song. I'm bad at describing music, especially culturally. But it's playing now, so you get the gist, okay? Fuck you. Anyway, whatever. It's a little stereotypical, but I suppose it works. They also play it in Cairo, and it works there too, I guess. Maybe Bombay too. That's already 3 cities, though. But it also plays in Tokyo, Kathmandu, and Istanbul. Like, why is this song everywhere? Tokyo is the biggest city in the world in population. It's a bustling metropolis. Why does it sound like a quaint rice farm in the fucking Edo period? Just gonna put it out there that Sydney, Amsterdam, and Dublin all have songs to themselves that can be repurposed. And while I'm talking about totally baffling choices, don't get me started on the lost items. The entirety of these tourist attractions are shut down because of the key item being missing. In most cases, it makes sense, like, of course the Sistine Chapel isn't gonna be open if it's missing the ceiling that Koopas somehow managed to fit inside their bag, right? But a lot of them are stupid as hell. Like, you have to return one singular baby elephant to the Nairobi National Park, and all of Alcatraz is shut down because they're missing one striped prison shirt. No guards on duty today, man. Sorry, man, Alcatraz is closed. I don't give a shit if the dudes run free and take your boats and murder everyone. Whatever, dude, we can't function without the shirt. Nothing in life matters without that shirt, man. So the item for the Empire State Building is King Kong. Like, you have to return King Kong to the city of New York. He belongs to them, and no one can go inside the ESB without him being there. Where would the planet be without Luigi, honestly? Would anyone function? This raises quite a few questions about the extended Kong family, as in Donkey Kong's crew, but before I hurt my brain thinking about that, I'd rather just move on. Alright, so you spend like half an hour going through your first city, and when you finish it, you return to the castle when that feeling of disappointment overwhelms you when you realize you have to do that 5 more times. You power through though, for some dumb reason, and manage to lock all 5 of the cities. The game just kinda gives you a fire flower to kill Larry with, so you just kinda do that. You just kinda murder him. Then you are hit with the completely devastating realization that all that was just the first world of the game. The game has 5 floors and each come with a set of 5 cities, and it just goes on forever. Beating the game for this video has been so fucking tedious. This game has a whopping 25 cities you gotta go through, but when you finally do, you burn Ludwig to a crisp and move on to the next room where Bowser is. You catch Bowser checking his Discord notifications, and he and Luigi approach each other all epic-like, and Luigi jumps over him and grabs his tail. That's part of a shell in this one for some reason, and he makes Bowser embarrassed because he's like in his underwear. Then Luigi... Right. Then Luigi, he shakes the shell, and then a key falls out, and, like, he knew that was gonna be there. Like, how did he know that? I didn't know that, but then he throws the shell over, and he picks up the key, and then Bowser comes back for some reason, and he's still naked, and he's like, give me me fucking shell back. And Luigi's like, sorry bro, it's over the edge. So Bowser runs over to look over his balcony, I guess, to look for a shell, right? And then Luigi kicks him directly in the asshole off the ledge to his death. Wild shit. Anyway, you did it! You saved Mario or whatever. Oh damn, here comes Mario. Oh shit! Yeah, I guess that was Mario's missing. There's not a whole lot to say that hasn't been said before, really. It's infamously bad for a reason. Even I, who likes to play bad games in a marathon for the sake of the funny, or just bragging rights, I even had to be like, do I really want to finish this game? But I did it, so fuck you. The DOS directory for this game is called Marioism, and that sounds like my religion. Anyway, let's take a brief look at the other 2 versions of this game for funsies. The Super Nintendo version starts with Mario wandering around, stopping to look at the logo, then falling down a Looney Tunes-ass hole that appears beneath him. Then it ominously closes again. What if this game just ended here? Should be scary. But unfortunately, no. He falls into the Arctic, where Luigi and Yoshi are waiting at Bowser's castle, just like the DOS version. No cosmic horrors to be found. Oh shit, wait! Another fucking hole appears beneath him, and that's how he gets kidnapped. This version is so fucking funny, dude. Yoshi's like, what the heck are you doing down there? Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi's sprites are all directly ripped from Super Mario World, but the palettes are off for Yoshi and Mario. They look so saturated. I guess it's better than Luigi and Malio, but are they really? At least those sprites were weird enough to leave an impression. From here, the gameplay is largely the same. You enter the castle, but there's no Koopaling. You go through the door, but thankfully there's no phone. There's some bigger changes that you'll notice if you play both versions back to back like I did though. For starters, it's no longer a point-and-click adventure and plays more like Mario World. Which makes sense, but oh my god, this is not Super Mario World. It's so stiff. The jump arc is weird and there's no analog component to your jump, which is like the worst sin you can commit in a Mario game. You stop on a dime and turn way too quick. It feels like a demo of the Mario engine made in Scratch. It's bad. When I first entered the city, I went back into the pipe I came from out of curiosity, and this happened. That shit made me burst out laughing. Anyway, the basic structure is the same. It's just that some things are done strangely differently. You still talk to citizens, but they can't tell you where the nearest Koopa is because you don't need them either. These cities are infested. There's Koopas everywhere. It's just a random which ones have the artifacts. That is so much worse. It's now down to a fucking guessing game. You go to the info desk, which instead of being empty with a phone number to call, it's manned by Peach? I mean, that's clearly supposed to be Peach, right? I don't think it is, but they used her sprite. So weird. Anyway, you can't talk to her, you're too short. Yeah, you gotta go get Yoshi to even talk to her. It's so arbitrary. In the Globulator, there's no clicking on the country. You have to navigate the entire map one space at a time like Super Mario World. This game just keeps adding the tedium. Also worth noting, this game only has 15 cities. So if you wanted to beat this game for whatever reason, I suppose this version would be less annoying to do so in. Moving on. The NES version is even more watered down. I don't know why they even ported it to the NES in 1993. I mean, I know there was still a huge amount of people with NESs not wanting to upgrade, but is Mario is Missing really a game those kids are just clamoring to play? You know, I actually really like the Software Toolworks logo thing they got going on here. It's different in every game, it's cute. In the DOS version, you can see Mario hiding behind the floppy disks. The SNES version is stinky, so it doesn't have a Software Toolworks logo, but the NES version replaces the floppies with NES cartridges, so that's a cute touch. This version starts with Mario hanging around the Arctic when he suddenly looks up at the game's logo. Then he gets mad at its pure existence. Then he gets kidnapped by... who the fuck is this guy? That's not Bowser. I refuse to believe that that is supposed to be Bowser. Anyway, it's basically just the shittier version of the Super Nintendo version. You go through a pipe that takes you to a city and... oh my god, did I just hear a phone ring? Actually, even though that sounds like a phone, and that icon up there is clearly a rotary phone, it's a fax, actually. Honestly, I couldn't figure out how to talk to NPCs here, so I'd rather just kind of move on. There is one other version of note here before we move on to Mario's Time Machine. The game received a remaster on CD-ROM featuring some glitch fixes, replaced some of the phone call people with, like, Mario characters. Like Toad and Peach are here, and Donkey Kong and a Monty Mole are here too, I guess. These people are all running museums and marrying towns, by the way. Most notably, though, the CD-ROM Deluxe version adds full voice acting for every piece of dialogue in the entire game. Sometimes it doesn't even follow the script, so that's fun. Hey, I'm pretty sure this is the first time in a video game Mario's had a voice. Moving on, finally.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese presents Super Mario Brothers.
It's pop 'em, stop 'em, Oni! On land, or under the sea, Oni! Up or down the drain pipe, Oni! There's always adventure, Oni! It's Kraft Cheesy Macaroni!
It's Kraft Super Mario Brothers. Now it's your turn to put the bite on Bowser.
It's a super spin jump Oni! Or a subterranean cave Oni! It's about to boggle your mind, Oni! 'Cause it's Kraft Super Mario Macaroni!
Alright, Mario's Time Machine. Honestly, I don't know if there's nearly as much to talk about here. It came out in 1993. What date? Nobody knows. It starts off with another unique Software Toolworks logo. This time the dude's hauling a bunch of clocks. Neat. Alright, so Bowser has invented time travel. Just gonna brush that one off. He just casually owns a big-ass time machine called the Timulator, and he's sending Koopas to steal famous artifacts from history. Already starting to sound familiar. And what do the Koopas do with the artifacts when they bring them back to the present? They walk back and forth in the castle with them in their pocket or something. Maybe they'll put it on that shelf back there, I don't know. Mario has a dedicated Bowser screen in wherever this is. Looks like his basement or something. Bowser knows it's there too, he talks to it. This Mario art is so outdated at this point too. It's traced from the US Mario 2 box art. Fun fact, did you know that that art was traced too? It's a shitty Americanized tracing of the Japanese Mario 1 box art. No, but seriously, what is Bowser doing with these artifacts? In Mario's Missing, at least they tell us he's selling them. He sold them to fund his big dumb hairdryer scheme to melt the Arctic. Wait a minute, why was he doing that? You know, I don't really understand this depiction of Bowser. I really don't. Ooh, why does he kidnap Peach all the time? For fucking political power, stupid. Sometimes he tries to marry her. I don't know, it's not clear, but at least there's something. Why does he do this shit? Attention? And why is he using this time machine to get artifacts and not, like, I don't know, become ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom or kill Mario as a baby or something? Okay, the game plops you right in front of the titular time machine. It's not even Mario's time machine, but I guess having a game titled Mario is Missing starring Luigi and following it up with a game called Bowser's Time Machine starring Mario would be kind of confusing. So like, you'd think you just go onto the time machine, but no. The game wants you to turn right back around to the left rooms. I actually didn't find out until a little bit later that there are some rooms to the right too. It's not really obvious, I don't think. Maybe I'm just stupid, I don't know. Anyway, in any of those rooms, you'll find a Koopa. There's 3 rooms in either direction and all have Koopas. You can jump on a weird-ass set arc with the right mouse button of all things, and you have to jump on the Koopa to get an artifact. In your little briefcase menu here, it'll show you the artifact, when it belongs, and where it belongs. Now you go to the time machine, and if you fuck up the time and place, it'll send you to the dinosaur times in this weird minigame. Oh my god, look at Mario's walk animation! Holy shit, I love it! You have a book here that has a note from Bowser proclaiming that you're trapped here, and blah ha ha ha. So what you have to do is catch these eggs this pterodactyl is pooping out, and when you get enough, you can call Yoshi to help you to leave. So Yoshi, or at least a Yoshi, lived in prehistoric times. I mean, it makes sense because he's a dinosaur, but it's kind of weird. I'm so happy these real-world elements were kind of weeded out of canon. You have bullet bills as obstacles. Now those definitely don't make sense here. They don't even damage you or slow you down, they just make this Hanna-Barbera-ass sound effect. Okay, let's say you do go to the right time period. Every time you surf through time, you have to surf. There's a little surfing minigame here where you have to collect enough mushrooms to get through, but lose a mushroom if you hit a spike. The controls are so weird, it's left click to go left and right click to go right. These games are designed to be only played with a mouse, which is weird to me. I'm used to a lot of these old DOS games being designed the other way around, with only a keyboard like Doom. I guess I'm not super cultured in retro PC games though. You get sent to this time period with the artifact. The time period is just a one-screen town with different places you can click on to talk to people. So here's what you have to do. The goal is to deliver the artifact to the famous person it belongs to, like this telescope goes to Galileo, and this apple goes to Isaac Newton, right? But the game won't let you do that until you take, say it with me kids, a test. But the test isn't as stupid as in Mario and Missing. Here, it's this fill-in-the-blanks essay that you find in your book here. Once you fill it out, you can deliver the artifact and leave. You have to know that Mozart's wife called him Wolfie as a pet name. This is gonna be on the test. Once again, I'm offering people skulls. What the fuck is wrong with Mario and Luigi, dude? To get the answers, you're supposed to talk to other people in the time period. Eventually, they'll stop talking to you and proclaim that they have a problem and/or give you an item. You gotta do some King's Quest bullshit to get more info, like take the fan to the guy who says he's hot, and then he'll tell you he loves living in the current year of 1884 or whatever, and it's just basic point and click stuff. You can listen to every piece of dialogue you have with the NPCs after the fact with this tape recorder. Mario has a wire, don't trust him. Here's the cool part though. You don't have to do any of that shit. If you wanted to look all the answers up and ignore everyone else but the famous person, you could. It's also so much shorter. This makes this game so much less of a slog than the last one. So everyone give a big round of applause to Mario's Time Machine for being 0.2% better than Mario's Missing. Everyone give a round of applause, not a clause, applause! This ain't Santa Claus. But that's not exactly always foolproof. It's kind of hard to cross-check Wikipedia with this game because, well, a lot of it is wrong. That's right, this game is not a good source of actual education. In fact, neither is Mario's Missing. There's a ton of stuff that these games get wrong. Years are off, names are off, the writers fell for every known common misconception about these people. And in the case of Mario's Missing, though that's not the game's fault, some stuff is just straight up out of date. And I mean, that's about it, really. You just keep doing that shit till you're done. One thing that scares the shit out of me while playing this game is the big ticking clock here in the corner. It's a real timer, too. There's no fake seconds like in Super Mario Bros. It lasts well over 10 minutes. One time, out of morbid curiosity, I sat down and waited for it to go down. I mean, the whole point of this game is to take your time and get answers, right? Why is there a time limit? But once it goes down, it just vanishes. And it's not clear what happens. I think it's for your final score, but it's so huge in the screen real estate, it's so scary. Mario has a bit of a personality in this game. Just a bit, though. You have text options when talking to NPCs for information. It's not Mass Effect, there's only one option each time, but some of these responses are so snarky. It just lightly amuses me that Mario just asks Galileo, "What's up?" And on the same level, someone asks him if he's from the church. Yikes, you're a slave? There's this fucking orphan child in the Charles Dickens level, and his dialogue tree is the funniest shit to me, dude.
Hello, sir. I am lonely and cold because I am an orphan. I have nowhere to turn to but my dreams. Look at these toys! Aren't they grand?
Yeah, neat. You been out here all day?
Yes. I live in the orphanage waiting to be adopted. I can work hard. I am almost 10 years old, so I can work for you. Look, I have stolen this book. You may have it!
Yikes! You stole it. That's wrong.
I know it's wrong, but this is the only way I know how to survive. This cruel master of the orphanage does not give me food unless I steal for him. I am very ashamed, but I am also very hungry.
Aight. See ya.
So in the book, you fill out the blanks on an essay. But what stops you from just guessing it over and over? Well, you actually have limited guesses in the form of coins. You can earn an extra coin at the start of each level by stomping on a Koopa. If you click on a blank to fill in an answer, you can't back out. They force you to pick one, so if you click on it by accident, I'm sorry man, you're fucked. Look at all these sketches on the side of the answer book. This is what Mario doodles when he's bored. According to this calendar, this game takes place on May 6th. I don't know how useful that information is considering Mario is constantly going through time. The neighborhood, how nice. Oh look, there's Luigi. Happy? I think Mario might be a psychopath. Oh god, Matt Pat was right. If you run out of coins, it sends you to the dumb dinosaur minigame I mentioned earlier. I just save when I have 0 coins and keep guessing and reloading my save. Another thing that makes this game easy to bullshit through for a video is that it actually has a difficulty selection. I think this impacts how many answers are pre-filled in for you, and also the amount of mushrooms you have to get on the surfing minigame. I also want to give a big shout out to this game's soundtrack made by Rob Wallace and Donald S. Griffin. These are super catchy, especially Griffin's work on the time periods. Wallace did pretty much just the arrangements of the Mario World OST, and those sound great too, but I'm always just super excited to get to a time period and hear the new music. Here's the problem though. I can't find most of it at all. I don't think it's been ripped anywhere. In fact, the DOS version of this game is massively undocumented online. The OST of the other 2 versions are completely different. It's super disappointing because I wanted to recommend the Shakespeare theme in particular. There's no guides for this version from what I can find either. It's so strange. This is a Mario game people know about for sure, but just the PC version is super obscure for some reason. It's just bewildering. I did find a few tracks in the Mario Wiki though, so I guess check them out if you really want to hear like small samples of them. Every time you clear out all 5 objects in one of Bowser's rooms, you'll open another layer to his big ass blast door in the time machine room. Once you open them all, Bowser will just be standing there behind it. Has he been there this whole time? Just listening or something? He has a floppy disk in his hand, but he drops it fleeing Mario. You pick it up to discover it's an artifact. It belongs in 1993, strangely enough. That's the year this game came out, so why use the time machine at all? Transportation? What the fuck? Mario's face is in the clouds. Actually, this level is you returning the floppy disk to the developers of this very game. This guy has a grenade on his desk. You talk to a bunch of Software Toolworks desks and get info just like any other time period. Pretty trippy. It reminds me of meeting the devs in Pokemon. When you talk to this very happy fellow, he recognizes you as the Mario. In this guy's office, there's a bunch of pictures of Mario, so maybe they're developing Mario's time machine. But perhaps based on the smiley man's excited yet subdued reaction to Mario himself, it can be inferred that Mario exists as a celebrity, but he still gets video games made about him. We have lore. But no, it seems like these people dictate Mario's actions to some extent. They imply this in lines, saying without the writing, he'd be speechless, literally, and shit like that. But they also seem to fear Bowser, so I posit another theory. What if the Timulator can travel through time, but only in our world, a different world than Mario's? Oh god, now I'm getting into that T-Earth fan theory bullshit. Truth is, this is one of the most unique ways to present credits I've ever seen in a game, and it's easily the coolest part of this shitty game. I bet a lot of kids learned about what game development was like through this. When you return to Bowser's castle, you corner him and he runs at the time machine and fumbles around with it. Eat at Joe's? Anyway, he sets it to paradise in the year 2000 and he succeeds? Yeah, he's just chilling in paradise. Yeah, this fucking game has multiple endings like Chrono Trigger. It's based on how fast you beat the game and apparently what order you get the artifacts in. Dude, fuck that shit. I ain't playing this game again just to see Bowser get stepped on by the dinosaur. I did it. I beat the fucking game. Fuck you. Alright, once again, 2 other versions, NES and Super Nintendo. You know the drill. Let's just go. SNES version. It's the same, just slower. You only get access to 1 group of items at a time. You pick one up, then press R to slowly bring it to the time machine in a menu. The surfing minigame is way better here though. I'll give them that. It's full 3D with the power of Mode 7. They also made it so you have to go through these whirlpools when you get all your mushrooms in order to progress. From here, it's more of the same. Answering questions in your book is inherently slower because of the lack of cursor, and there's no tape recorder in this version either. It's just even more boring. But this version has significantly less levels in it, so depending on how boring you find this game, it might go by faster for you. There's no coins in this version, and when I got an answer wrong, a frowny face appeared on my screen, and that's very scary, because I have no fucking clue what that means, so let's carry on. The NES version is without a doubt the most different. It has less levels like the console ports usually do, but save for like 3 or 4 stages, they're all different. It's pretty neat. The story starts off the same, with Bowser stealing artifacts, this time directly because he wants to have the greatest museum in the world. Mario and Yoshi go to check it out, and in a very out of character moment, Yoshi goes in first. Seems like he wanted to conquer his fear of castles. Anyway, Bowser comes out and goes, ooga boga boga, and then kidnaps Yoshi, so stay afraid, I guess. I really don't know why the Yoshi aspect was added here. Like, Mario doesn't attempt to save him until after returning the items to stop history from changing. Just seems like an unrelated 2-second adventure tacked onto the end there. You enter the castle to discover that this game is a platformer? Kinda? it's weird. It even surprisingly feels great to control. It controls exactly like Mario Land 2. You even have the spin jump that in this game does literally nothing. Yeah, so you explore this museum and it has pictures of Donkey Kong Jr. and Yoshi for some reason. You gotta go through any one of these pipes to get sent to a room where you gotta clear out all the Koopas as an homage to the original Mario Bros. This kinda acts like a replacement to the surfing segments. You clear all the Koopas and the last one drops an artifact. Then you get into this game's version of the Timulator. I like this design a lot more, it feels more Mario-like. So you choose a time period, this time without a location to select, so that's nice. But the artifact doesn't tell you where it belongs, you have to guess. So yeah, fuck that shit. Mario Wiki to the rescue. Yeah, so these levels are straight up just tiny Mario platforming levels with information delivered in these blocks instead of NPCs. I mean, the level design sucks shit, but at least it has a reason to be a Mario game, right? The idea is that you have to find a location in the level that the item belongs in, and you press start to return it. It takes literally like 30 seconds to beat a level. Like, I had this torch, so I went to the Olympic Fire Bowl thing, and pressed start, and bam, I win, next level. It's so lame. Once again, we also have a PC Deluxe version with full voice acting, as well as this time, fully remastered music. Fun, fun. Yeah, so Mario's Time Machine isn't good, but it definitely is like a fraction less annoying to beat than Mario's Missing is. So I guess if you wanted to do it for the meme, go for it, I fucking guess. I do understand the appeal of doing that. Obviously, that's kind of what I did. I mean, these games are kind of novel, right? Nintendo doesn't even let outside companies handle Mario anymore, unless they're breathing down their necks. Back in the early 90s, there was a lot of shit like this with the Mario brand. Of course, we're all familiar with Hotel Mario. These games are just a product of their time. A time when computers were beginning to be put in everyone's homes, and used as a source of fun games for kids, education for kids, and combinations of both. Edutainment games don't really have a place these days, it's really a relic. The Software Toolworks duology shows us a glimpse of the worst that comes out of Nintendo's willingness to step back from a game or two, and for that reason, they're almost never talked about today. So yeah, these games suck ass, make me want to pull my hair out and whatever, but also I see that the developers were just doing the best they could with Nintendo's lame idea. I have to respect that at least a little. Writing this part, I can't help but think about the part at the end of Time Machine where the developers left an uninterrupted paragraph in the essay book with a message aimed directly at the player.
Lastly, everyone involved has contributed significantly to the design of this product. We sincerely hope that you have enjoyed playing it and have learned from the experience. With your help, Mario will continue to defeat the evil schemes of Bowser and his kin, but that is another story.
No one sets out to make a bad game. I've been Sprited, and thank you for watching my video. Thanks for watching! I've been hard at work at so many different projects. If you weren't aware, I have a webcomic with my dear friend Josh McKipster. We're making this webcomic based on Arthurian legend, as in Sword in the Stone, King Arthur, Sir Lancelot, Merlin the Wizard, you know, all those elements. We have a lot of references and like heart that went into it because I have a lot of love for Arthurian legend. It's been something I've been very fascinated in. This is also a concept I've came up with when I was 15, bored in a class, and I've been trying to make happen for a long time, and I just couldn't find my voice until I found Josh McKipster. You know, he'd help me take my dumb ideas and like make them work because he actually knows how to write and like structure narrative scripts and not just essays, which is basically all I know how to write. My main thing is that I've been busy on chapter 5, which is this big revival. We've been on hiatus for forever. I've been hard at work on chapter 5, and that should release soon, if not, should be already out by the time I'm done with this video, because I'm making both at the same time! Anyway, I've also been hard at work at a new, quote-unquote new, internet interest. It's a remake of the Ken Penders video, but it's totally different. It's gonna be way longer, it's gonna be way more detailed, and it's gonna not get shit wrong. Because that's my main problem, is I got a lot of stuff wrong. So I think the final thing I wanted to announce, unless I come up with something else, is I'm officially ready to launch my second channel. Now don't get too excited, I ain't got nothing like huge planned for it. It's called Sprited's Dumping Ground, and it's all in the name, isn't it? It's basically just whatever I make that doesn't fit on this main channel. I recently made the first video that wasn't like 100% for this channel, and it was like a commentary style channel. It's very inspired by Tom Dark. If you've ever seen Turkey Tom, he has a side channel where he does like leafy type content, but not as cringe, called Tom Dark, and that's basically what I'm going for. The main plan I have for the future is to post whatever memes, maybe cut content from, you know, these main videos. I know, I had an intro made for the Pokemon video I made that had to be cut for copyright reasons. That's on there. And in the future, I plan on doing commentary videos, maybe about YouTube drama, but I really don't, like, only if I'm interested, you know? I don't want to be like every other commentary channel that only talks about YouTube drama. The main thing is video game related news. I just have a video uploaded there on the Mario Kart 8 DLC news, and also life stories, because I got a wackadoo life, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I can share some of that stuff. You know, basically, the idea, just like this channel, is to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. I just disappointed a lot of internet interest fans by saying that, didn't I? New internet interest on the way, by the way, if you didn't know. Thank you for watching my videos. Until next time, friends. Oh, what's the next episode of Mario Marathon? I forgot to say. It's Mario All-Stars. I don't know. I don't have a joke. Whatever. See you. Bye. It's Mario All-Stars. Hey, some quick shoutouts to my friends who lended me their voices for this video. I am collecting souls in the form of voices, if you can't tell. Xanax and Ross Redman are back, and new voice has joined the fray, and Bot Medea. Why don't you guys check them out? Thanks for watching.